What an amazing day to be out fishing. My name's Adam, it's my first time filming anything really. I'm a carp angler. Well, I suppose I like fishing for any fish, but the last couple of years being primarily carp fishing has been my thing. I've recently joined this Syndicate lake close to my home. It's only a 10-minute drive, and as you can see, even from the small bit you can see, I'm a very lucky man. My ticket started in June and I've been down here probably 8 or 9 times on just short day sessions. Time is really limited for me, as it is for most people I know. So I've just done the odd few hours here and there, hoping that if I put a bait in the right place, kept reasonably quiet, that I might sneak out one of the lovely old carp in here. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. I haven't had any carp at all yet, and all I've got to show for my efforts so far are a few perch, which I float fished from the margins for a little bit of fun, and a couple of decent tench as well, which I might be able to show you some stills of within this video. I mentioned that they are lovely old carp, and they really are. By all counts, we've got some really old 30, 40-year-old leany fish in here, up to about 30 pounds, but there's some stockies in here too, and to me the size now is irrelevant. I just want to catch a carp. So it's Thursday morning. I was down the lake for just after 9 o'clock because I had to do the school run first with my girls, and I'm here until about 2 o'clock when I need to quickly hop it and get back to pick them up from school. So only a short session, a few hours. I know my chances are slim because, well, it's just not happening during the day, and it's not happening during those short sessions. But just because it hasn't done up to this point, I suppose it doesn't mean it's not going to. So I'm going to keep trying. I've done one overnighter here, as I was told that early hours of the morning, sort of 3 to 5 or 6 a.m, has been a good time for bites. I put that to the test and unfortunately still came up with nothing. But hey, it's brilliant to be out here. It's a lovely day, and what better way to spend a few hours. The only fly in the ointment is a swan in the ointment, I suppose, and he is very, very greedy. He is continually swimming through my swim and picking up my bait. In fact, to the point that I haven't put any bait out around my hook baits, which are Ronnie rigs with krill pop-ups, one pink, one naturally coloured, because the swan's just going to eat and eat and eat. So I haven't done it. When the swan moves far enough away, I might try and put some free offerings in, but we'll see. With any luck, I'll be able to come back to you soon with something to tell you. Anyway, let's give you a quick look around the swim. As you can see, got my rods down there. 2 10-foot rods. Could have brought 3 rods, but hey, I'm only here for a few hours. I don't want to kill the swim with loads of lines in the water. Out here is where I'm fishing. There's some real big weed beds in this lake, and I'm just fishing up to those weed beds in the clearer spots that I can find. I don't think there's any actually clear spots here, but some that aren't absolutely choked with weed. I've managed to get those 2 baits in. The swan, unfortunately, is active over here somewhere. Just a couple of swims down. Just saw him moving behind those bushes there. So I might have to take a little bit of bait and try and feed him off down the other end of the lake. We'll see. Anyway, this is where I'm fishing. Bare minimum of gear. Little light bag. Unhooking mat to sit on. Hopefully unhook a fish on. Brilliant to be here. Hi again guys, don't know how easy this is going to be to catch on film, or if I even am going to catch it on film, but the swan has done the off for the minute down the other end of the lake, so I'm going to take the opportunity. It might be a mistake because he could come back, sniff out my baits and gobble them all up and ruin my chances, but I feel like I need some bait around those hook baits, so I'm going to take my catapult and ping some out, and hopefully be able to see some of it and maybe even see where they're landing. Well, sure enough, here comes the swan. Now, what I'm going to try to do is move down to the next swim, drop some bait in close, and see if it just sort of keeps him off the scent. See what we can do to discourage this swan from ruining my chances. Going to chuck some bait over near a weed bed in the next swim along, nowhere near where I'm fishing. See how we go. Unfortunately, although I know this will occupy the swan for a couple of minutes, he's got no limits. He will just keep eating until he's sick. And unfortunately, he knows that there is more bait in my swim. So we'll see what happens and just hope for the best, really. Hope that he's not so hungry today. Well guys, I'm sure as you can already tell, I'm not a professional. I'm a complete amateur angler, purely for fun, as I think it should be really. But nonetheless, I thought you might be interested in seeing how I'm fishing. Not saying it's the right way, just saying it's the way that I'm trying on this lake. It's worked for me on other lakes. 2016 was a good year for me in terms of carp catches. I've got some really good fish during the year. 2017 has been not so great, but that's because I've been focusing all my efforts here, to be honest, and it is a tough water. But I sort of do believe that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm sticking with what I know. What I know has caught me fish before, and that's what I'm trying to persevere with here. I'm not going to persevere forever. There will come a time when I have to try something different, but I just don't know what that something is yet. We'll see. In the meantime, here's what I'm doing. Let me show you if I can just move the camera down a smidge. Basic boilie approach, krill boilies in here, some from Sticky, which I won as part of a competition actually, as luck would have it, some from Baitology, both krill flavoured, both smell roughly the same, to be honest, and I've got some boilie pellet here, also from Baitology, also krill flavoured. Almost the same mix as the boilie itself. It's just made in such a way that it breaks down a lot more quickly in the water. So these are the baits, or these are the free offerings anyway at the moment, and what I'm tending to do is make up a small PVA bag with 5 or 6 baits in, a mixture of those things, and just nicking the hook through that on the cast so that when the lead hits the clip, everything straightens out and hopefully falls down in a way which can be accessible to the fish if and when they're feeding. So that's the whole baits thing. What I am doing is using a pop-up. I'm using a pink krill pop-up from Sticky on one of the rigs, and I'm using a naturally coloured krill pop-up also from Sticky there on a Ronnie rig at the moment anyway. I do also try a snowman rig, combining one of these bottom baits from a bucket here with a small pop-up, but it's so choddy and nasty out there on the bottom. I just really don't feel like a bottom bait of any description is going to be accessible to the fish. So that's why I'm going for pop-ups on this session. And the swan's back. In terms of rigs, got one in here. It's exactly what I've got out in the lake. It's a Ronnie rig. I hope you can see that okay. Just hold it there. That's what we're doing. Small weight. Just enough to slowly sink the hook bait. That beat was the swan. swimming through my lines again. Some coated braid as a boom section, an anti-tangle sleeve on the end, hoping that this will just sit nicely with a pop-up on that screw there, on that bait screw. Nice sharp crank hook. Don't know why I went for that pattern of hook. It's got a nice wide gape, and I felt like a wide gape was important with this style of rig. I wanted the gap between the point and the tubing here, the shrink tube, to be as big as I could reasonably make it. That swan, honestly, is so frustrating. Just, it is stupid. It is stupid. It just keeps swimming through my lines. Anyway, that's how I'm fishing. That's what I'm fishing with, and you never know. It might just work. Well, that's it. This fella pretty much ruined with the fishing today. Which is what he did to me last time, actually, here. But if you can't beat them, join them, I say. And, well, it's more like he's joined me, really. Just come up onto the bank and just sat down next to me. So I've now got a new friend of sorts. I feel like Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. It's like Dances with Swans. But hey, that's fishing. You know, fishing I think is about being close to nature, close to the water, and all the wildlife that comes with it. And this guy, just one of those. And it's been a really nice session, even though I've not caught anything. I've not even had a bite, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting a lot. Really nice to get down here. Really nice to make my first film, which I am going to put on YouTube. You know, I think, why not? Let's put it out there. And I'm not expecting loads of people to watch it, but it's just for me, just a little something for me to catalogue my fishing sessions and how things progress. So I'm going to try it again next time. And next time I might have a little bit longer to try to catch one, and might have a chance of actually holding one up for the camera and getting a real fish in one of my videos. But as for now, tight lines everyone, and best of luck next time you go fishing. Cheers.